Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, Episode 27, I believe. Yes, 27. We just finished a two-parter where Ungaro became a massive threat to humanity by making all the little cute characters come to life in the most horrifying way. The most horrifying possible way. Pinocchio, the wolf, the Red Riding Hood, and all our characters found themselves split and their souls sucked into stories, which is about what happens when you get proliferation of easily accessible media to everybody. We all get lost in our fantasy lands and stuff. It caused some pretty interesting conversation, I think. I thought the discussion around the episode was really cool, and the places, the rabbit holes that it led me down, like Alice in her Wonderland, ended in a lot of interesting speculation about the nature of reality and people and the way we see the world and stuff like that. Now we have a man in a cow costume who can't open his eyes completely. This guy seems like a fucking joke for now. But we've had characters that seemed like a fucking joke and were gifted by Dio, you might say. Horrible, awful, horrifying, terrible, really bad stand abilities. I think of Chocolat, for example. Well, not a joke and a genuinely horrifying person. Kind of a dork, with a weird relationship with a weird, creepy man who swims underground. Yeah, strange. So, I don't want to underestimate this character immediately, but my initial inclination is definitely to underestimate this character. Be like, what's this guy gonna do? He's stupid. He's so lame. He can't even open his eye. And he has the nerve, just the nerve. How dare you? The nerve to ask Poochie, birthplace of gods, like leader of the thing, to ask Poochie for help with his stupid fucking eye problem. You know, it's like, come on, man. We got 5 days until heaven shows up, or whatever the fuck is going on. We got 5 days, 6 days, 5 days, whatever. Time's irrelevant, kind of. And you can't hold out for just a couple days. Just a couple days. You're gonna be dead in, like, one episode. Like, one episode, man. Just chill. You don't need an eye. You'll be fine. Why are you wearing a cow outfit, by the way? I don't know. Will his powers be cow-related? Does he have giant mommy milkers? Find out this week on JoJo's Bizarre. Sorry. You can tell that I'm caffeinated. It's great. It's good. I'm excited. We keep moving inexorably closer to the day of heaven's arrival. The stars are in the sky. The weird coincidences continue. Romeo is apparently not the worst guy ever. Our characters are going to get into a helicopter, and I'll bet that our enemy stand user is tailor-made to fight helicopters somehow. He's got like a magic stand that lets him magneto-control helicopters, or stop machinery that's in the sky and rotates at a certain rate of revolution, or something ridiculous. Perfectly tailor-made to fight helicopters. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from the stand user. I don't know what to expect from Araki. I don't know where the story's going. I don't know anything. I have only stupid speculation that I'm being joking and jovial about because it's fun, and the burning and unending desire to see what incredible artistic sensibilities pop out of the brain of one of my favorite artists and creators, period. So, let's go ahead and watch ourselves some JoJo's. One sec. For some reason, I'm sort of snurfly today. Anyway, onward. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, Episode 27. I'm going to be using MPV player instead of my usual VLC player, partly for a reason that you won't care about. A lot of people care about it because they're like, this player is so much better than the other player. And yeah, I've found that they're usually just wrong. And I've found the tooling and use cases for VLC to be great all around. However, my videos come out smaller when I use MPV. The actual, like, recording of the thing is far more efficient. The color patterns that it produces when I'm running them through OBS and recording them directly records at a much lower bit rate. And I can't distinguish the quality. I can't tell the difference. So that's great utility to me. I that's been the thing that has caused me to switch to MPV for now and test it out for now. Cool. Let's watch the episode. I've got it up and ready to go. Episode 27. Beep beep timer. Wind. Wait, that's the wrong. Golden Wind. Vrrr. Oh my god, they let the child. They let the child. Yeah, helicopters crash, especially when children are driving them. Oh, we could just get there? So the priest and the boyos, the lads, the sons of Dio. He's near Orlando. What? No! It's the perfectly managed power for fighting helicopters. Uh-oh. Oh no! He's spreads pink eye. Oh, it's the worst part of him. Really? The simplest, stupidest part of the character is perfectly made for destroying helicopters. God damn it. We're all blind. Wow. Wow. That's so dumb. I love you, Araki. I love it. Oh, the transition was in the same line as the raindrops. Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. This has grown on me. I liked it from the start, and it's still grown on me. Never give up. It's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool OP. Okay, where was Sky High? Ooh, strings. Okay. I don't know. It's small and fast. If only we could see! Just complete quantum knowledge of this object? Good. No, Kith. Oh, we're just gonna jump! Oh my god, and it'll come right after us, right? That's the idea. Oh, that's a dildo. I've seen those before. That's an ICBM dildo. Dude, that's an auto tra. There's a lot of them. Oh no, that's a lot of dildo. They're double-sided. Rad. Well, we're not gonna get there quickly, that's for sure. Nice. Nice. Did he? What do you got there, Hermes? That was great. You have the sex shop? Emporia, who let you get to a sex shop? Oh. Oh, he just shows up. What? This fucking guy. You know what? He's a son of Dio. I shouldn't underestimate that. Yeah. He's so silly. Uh. Just. So pathetic. I mean, it sucks. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, because it's pretty small potatoes, man. What? Ah, my child. Shut the fuck up and deal with it. Haru. Oh. He's gonna do some... Oh! Wait! I thought that power was gone! Ranzu? Hmm. 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 I wonder how those are drawn in the manga. And his eyes are opened. My eyes are open. The speed. Ugh. Full knocked a tooth out. What the fuck? Get the fuck away from me. He seems like he's in a hurry to get this guy out of here. Mm-mm. And now I've been reborn. Eyeballs. Air itself. Again, the approaching. What? No, they've seen through my moves. It's a bait. Nice. Nice, Jolene. Nice. This guy's getting wrecked. He's getting wrecked. He's just sitting there like, oh no! My perfect ability is getting totally destroyed by this Jolene. I don't know. The strings go further. Huh? Okay, weird. Kisu. Rikiel! Rikiel, think of Dio! Think of Dio! Come on, man! Let the power flow through you! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, his great power will be revealed. Dildo time! Attack! Okay. Perfect. Hit him more. Uh-oh, we might... Sometimes characters who are weird and freaked out become a real problem. Ah! And he's back to his bullshit. Just all beaten up. Seishin. Oh! Why are you peeing? Mental. Alright, you're not allowed to say cool lines, man. What the fuck? Sky high. I didn't see the power levels. Shit. Too fast. Ow! Spirals. And air twisting, like bullets. The way that tumbling bullets do. Whoa. Oh? Oh! What? Hmm. Hmm. Cool. Boya. その通りだ. Oh, I just want to torture you. Ah. The brain? The heart. The brain. Okay. He did just tell them exactly where he's gonna attack. What? What? Okay. Whoosh. Baller. Absolutely out of her gourd. What? Full self-immolation. What are you doing, Jolene? No, you're not. No, you are not. She just lit herself on fire to fight you, my guy. And she's walking with a fully twisted around leg. Ow! Oh no! Ah. Ah. Alright, so we finally realize about that. Ora. Oh no, he's gonna awaken to more power! Oh shit! But that's a lot of energy. I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish here. You what? What? Alright, that's a good line. You've got a couple of good lines, man! No. What? Stop, drop, and rolling? What? Hmm? Hmm? No! Whoa, whoa. Are they inside of her? Wow, they already did it. Okay. And the fire changes color. Oh, man. I I almost like him. God damn it, Jolene. Fuck breathing. Who needs it? I'll just use my sense. JoJo senses. Bonk. Kabonk. I don't need to see ya, motherfucker. Holy shit. On fire. Mm. Oh, Jolene. Wow. Oh, shit. God, he is really, really tenacious. Victory. Bullshit. So why? He protected the one. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. How kind. You didn't do it intentionally. He doesn't even know, does he? He got to leave his place and try real hard. He tried real hard. Oh, buddy. The voice actor has to do this whole thing. The conviction of a man named Dio. And there's one more. A pawn of fate. It's all fate. Huh. Wow, we're going no OP. Or no ED. Man, that is sinister. Oh, I'm sure he does. Sinister as fuck. Nani. Yeah. Carry fate. Fate gathers and takes shape. It sure did. I don't know, Hermes. It might have been. It might have been, dude. That's the fate that I choose. All right, Hermes, I'm into it. This is gonna get weird. Mhm. I don't. So Rod's just killing people. What the fudge? This episode is shockingly interesting and extraordinarily cool. Also chock full of some good, interesting animation cuts. A lot of Rikiel swinging around and turning quickly and making interesting faces, and the rods zooming by. And I think the CG on the rods looks pretty good. They're goofy looking to me for reasons that I think I've made obvious. They're quite goofy to me, and Rikiel is quite goofy to me too. He's a villain. I can't think of one directly, but there are a number of them in Araki's corpus of writings. A number of these villainous characters who are really quite pitiful in a lot of ways, but find something close to redemption through dedication. I think there are a couple in Egypt arc. Even I think Strength, the woman whose teeth get all crushed up, she's a pretty powerful stand, and then we see her and she's pretty goofy in the way that she gets totally obliterated by our characters. And there are a few circumstances that are quite like that, where the character themselves is pretty down on their luck, pretty pitiful in their way of dealing with the world. Then something about evil inspires them. Something about Dio, or in this case Pucci, or in this case Pucci and the legacy and Dio and all those things all mashed together. leads that character to, as Rikiel says, awaken and grow and become somebody a little bit different. Now, our characters still end up victorious over Rikiel, but it feels like a hollow victory because he lays there in the ground and goes, oh, this is what's supposed to happen. This is the way that it's meant to be, and you can't escape that fate, right? There's something more potent than your free will driving your actions, and it does not matter large scale what happens. The strongest fate, the strongest coincidence will make it to the place and do the thing and be useful for the reasons. And a sneaky, sneaky secret about Weza. He is, it turns out, the priest's brother. Dedicated to the same cause without his memories? Or against it, and thus his memories have been removed to prevent him from getting in the way. Or something that I can't even conceive of. Probably something that I can't even conceive of. Interesting. Really interesting. Yeah, we can do a quick skim on through. God damn it, it's perfect. Your eyes go and you can't pilot a helicopter. It's the perfect weapon. Strings are the coolest thing. They're just really cool. And Jolene's willingness to fully leap out of the sky and fly down using her strings as a bungee cord is dope as heck. And it's just really cool. It's just really cool. And Portia really is a big know-it-all, and it makes him very useful to have around as a character because he gets to explicate a bunch of stuff. He gets to tell us about all sorts of stuff. This guy is fucking goofy. He's fucking goofy because he sucks. He actually sucks. He's ridiculous. And I mean that in the most literal sense, worthy of ridicule. You can point and laugh at Rikiel, and I think you're justified in doing so. Even the nature to which he is pitiful is pretty pitiful. He says people either feel pity for me or ignore me, and it's about exactly right, because everybody's like, come on, man, just get your shit together. Now, to be fair, that's my initial response too, but if I think more philosophically about it, and engage my empathy sensors. Bleep, bleep, bleep. That's what empathy sounds like, by the way. You can always tell when the empathy is around. It goes bleep, bleep, bleep. If I engage my empathy, then shit, it sucks to be Rikiel. It really does. He was doing his thing, and then suddenly his life kind of closed down on him. And these things that he tried to accomplish were stopped by something so simple as his eyelids closing. That's a terrible thing. So I'd say something along the lines of, it really, really sucks to have your body against you. In any sense, in any way, even the smallest way. It really, really sucks. And so I have some empathy for that. It really, really sucks to have panic attacks. I say from some experience. It really sucks. It's absolutely brutal. And it's really easy, I think, when you're outside that and you haven't experienced it, to look at that and go, well, just get it together, man. Come on, just, there's nothing really going on. It's all just psychosomatic. It's not real. But it's as real as could be, according to the unconscious portions of your body and systems that are activated and hyperactivated and are freaking you the fuck out. You're really that freaked out, and there's little distinction between any form of real pain, suffering, reason to be fearing and panicking and freaking the fuck out, and the falsified reasons. Your neurons don't care. Your sympathetic nervous system doesn't care. It doesn't give a shit. It's just gonna go. And so we're used to these characters being pretty hardcore and pretty serious and pretty bad dudes, and so when we get somebody who's kind of just a fucking chump in a lot of ways, it's easy to point at him, laugh, and say, haha, he's such a chump. And he is. I do think he is. But at the same time, I think it's important to engage that empathy for the character. I think it's just his delivery and the voice actor's manner of delivering all this information that helps a lot. All right, so we introduced the idea of rods. They fly around, and he goes, oh shit, I have power now. I'm no longer a mutt panting for air, so now I'll prove myself. I love how our characters just sort of start seeing through his moves, and he gets continuously pissed off and freaked out about it. And every time we do land a blow on him or get an injury going, it makes him seem more pitiful and ridiculous. But then it's scientists and engineers who made it happen, not the astronauts themselves. So it's the willpower, it's the decision to go, the desire to move. That's pretty good. Let's see. Oh, wow. That is limited. That is very limited. Power none, speed none, potential none, precision none. A little bit of durability, a little bit of range. Rough. But also shockingly potent and caused some serious injury. So Emporio figures it out for some know-it-allness, and Jolene lights her own fucking self on fire. Completely. I don't understand why his own senses are enabled by his lighting himself on fire with gasoline, but this is sort of the turn for me, where I start looking at Rikiel and I start going, holy shit, this guy's dedicated. And I kind of got to give him props, even if he's misaligned in the wrong direction, and for stupid reasons, I think. He's full self-sacrifice for the things that he believes in and for the potential that he's now awakened. And he sure does it. And uses some pretty interesting neurobiology to figure out some stuff. Of course, Jolene then one-ups that by going even further. If this is for the purpose of getting to where I need to go, saving my father, and this is sort of a rehash of the conversation that we had with Jolene when she was first put into the maximum security disciplinary ward, where she goes, this is going to make me fucking stronger. I don't give a shit what it is. I'm going to overcome it, and I'm going to become stronger. Fuck breathing. I don't need breathing. Fuck pain. I don't need lack of pain. Fuck health and safety. I don't need any of that shit. And so Jolene marches forward on her twisted, broken leg with her lips closed, not breathing, pummeling this guy, absolutely blasting him. And it's really cool. And then we can again flip that as Rikiel gets pummeled into hell. I'll take you down. And it's his own foolishness, I think, of leaving his hand there that protects her neck. He's content with where he is. And while she may carry on the conviction from her father, he carries on the conviction of his. And claims that all of this will only serve the priest's purpose. The strongest fate. And that coincidences will all topple together and lead in a specific direction that he can't quite predict, but it's all like gravity bringing things together, complexity generating itself, moving inexorably toward something unknown. And no matter what you do, he says, no matter how you act, your actions will only serve to further those purposes. That is the nature of the fate that you've been placed in. And perhaps that's the nature of heaven. Interesting. He is the priest's younger brother, and Hermes pummels him into the ground to prevent him from speaking any further. Why we talk about the individual rights of Florida's bikers? I don't know. Maybe it'll have something to do with our next individual. We had the drug addict, and then one of the three that came in was a biker gang member, I believe. So, one more son of Dio remains. And we'll have to see how that battle goes down next time. For now, I'm going to turn my attention to the manga. I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rods move. the actual streaks of them going by, right? Because we do that in post-processing, this sort of digital purple blur that we just streak across the screen to make them look real fast. I'm curious how Araki actually did that in the manga, because drawing speed and stuff is unique and interesting. I'm also curious to see if I get the same impressions from Rikiel, that he's kind of fucking goofy, from both the art that Araki draws of him and around him, and the way that the dialogue is translated, because it's always slightly different between the manga and the anime. I just want to see if I get a different impression from the whole circumstance. Give me a sec. Let me turn my attention to the manga and pull it up for you, and we'll get going. All right, here we go. Sky High, Part 1. Ungaro, stand name, Bohemian Rhapsody. Versus Father Pucci, with that big booty, and also Rikiel with a stellar donk. Thanks, Araki. Anatomically correct humans. Good. Whenever I get this result, I don't know what Rikiel's voice will become. Whenever I get my... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I won't go so hard on it. Whenever I get this result from my health diagnosis, they always say that there's nothing wrong. It first started when I was 16. It was at my end of the school year exam. Both my eyelids, before I knew it, fell down. I didn't will it to happen or anything. Shit! Then it became hard for me to breathe, and everyone's reaction was like, oh, that poor guy, let's pretend we don't see him. Shit like that. It just made me sweat even harder. After that, I stopped going to school. Yeah, I think Pucci's super looking down on him. He might be like, oh, my child. Indeed, you've suffered greatly. But he's smirking in the background like, this fucking guy. Damn, I need to wipe my palms. I need to wipe the sweat. I'm fucking soaked. Whenever I drive a car, I always crash. Whenever I get stressed out, this shit happens. What the hell can I do? I can't breathe. I need to wipe the sweat off. Where the hell is my towel? I can't see shit. Are there no towels in this hospital? I'm gonna die. Hasn't anyone ever told you this? It's just a panic attack. Calm down, Rikiel. Well, there it is. There it is, exactly. Is exactly the response that you would expect, and the most useless response. It's like, have you ever tried not being poor? Thanks, man. Really? Really? Huh. Interesting. Cool idea. What if you just didn't have pain instead of having pain? Have you tried not being depressed? Oh! Oh! Brilliant! It's just a panic attack. Calm down, Rikiel. Uwu. Ah, my eyelids! They keep just falling down! I can't see! Think about the man Dio, Rikiel. Ah! That is your ultimate goal, Uwu. The reason for your suffering is because you didn't know why you existed. Think about your bloodline. You 3 sons who lived up till now without knowing who your real father was. Support me. Live to serve me. Doing so will mean that your bloodline, Dio's bloodline, will see how much you've grown and ensure you your happiness. But I don't have an ability. I can't do anything. You do, Woo. You have it. You just didn't realize it, Rikiel. You've had it ever since you were born. Rods. Have you heard of this organism? It's also called a double-sided skyfish. My sweat. I'm not sweating anymore. I'm talking about your ability. That is what you are able to do. This event occurred 11 years ago in the spring of 2000. There is an enormous pit cave in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, called Sótano de las Golondrinas. It is about 4,000 meters deep. That is a deep cave. Cave of Swallows. A group of skydivers filmed their jump down this cave, and upon watching the footage, found a curious object caught on film for a split second. Let me say now that I'm just relaying the facts to you. Oh, this is Pucci speaking? I'm gonna treat it like it's not. They didn't notice it at the time, but as seen in the footage later, they noticed the numerous white objects floating through the air, weaving in between the skydivers. According to the timer on the camcorder, the objects were only there for mere hundredths of a second. And because of their speed, the divers hadn't been able to see them with the naked eye. Those were rods. Later, Japanese reporters attempted to capture them but failed. However, from what the reporters caught on tape of them, they concluded that the rods were organisms. Rumors about the mysterious organism had already been around for a while in the town of Golondrinas. It was just that no one had been able to sight it because of its incredible speed. It moves from cliff to cliff without colliding with any other rods or anything else. What does it eat? How is it born? Is it an insect, a reptile, a fish? Everything about it, its physical features, even carcasses, remained undiscovered. It seems that these rods, from what I've read of your disc, are in Florida as well. Well, asked and answered. Streaky lines on the outside, textured stuff on the inside. Reasonable. Very quick. Different from the way that Araki draws most streaks of things. But reasonable. Huh? Huh? Those things out there, Father! I just saw them, just now. My eyelids went back up again. Those things, I just saw them, Father. Nani? My ability is controlling those things, right? I wonder what they eat. I guess they were here all along, even in this hospital. Nani? Did those things just touch me, Uwu? No, they didn't. They didn't touch me. But the way it moved, it exists, without being seen, without ever touching anything. And even though it didn't touch me, pow! Leave now, Rikiel, Uwu. Your ability, I'll name it Sky High. Research them well, find out what they eat, find out the characteristics of the rods, and utilize them. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. I've been thinking, you know how people become spoiled? This thing is basically run by computers. I'm barely doing anything. So pilots that have been flying things like this all the time must be getting pretty rusty at flying the real things. As long as Mr. Big Mouth here doesn't crash land us after we just got out of prison, I'm fine. Emporio, west, head west. But if we keep following the coast, we'll get to Cape Canaveral in about 30 minutes. I can feel his presence. I don't understand why, but it feels like he's in 4 different places. Just head west. I'm positive that the priest is somewhere near Orlando right now. So, is she still feeling Ungaro? Or is the 4th one Weza? It might be weather. Don't take this thing up too high. Might get caught in one of the army radars or something. Jolene, mind closing that window? I'm kind of cold. Huh? This is weird. Hermes, my eyes are... My eyelids! They're falling down! Jolene, some weird shit is going on! What? My eyelids! What? There's something inside the helicopter? My eyelids are falling. Did something just touch me? No, it can't be. But then what the hell is this? Was Jolene bleeding just now? Even outside of Green Dolphin, the priest has his subordinates. This enemy seems to be sensing me just as I'm sensing him. But what the hell did he just do to us? Why are my eyelids falling? And why are they bleeding? Pop. Pops her own damned eye open. Badass. Emporio, we're tilting to the right. Straighten us up again. I'm trying to put it on autopilot. I'm trying. But I can't see. My eyelids are glued shut and I can't open them. So, there's something in here. There's something in here. There's something inside this helicopter. It's flying around. Too fast, too small, too fancy. I really like that. The 2 dynamic pieces on the bottom as the fists come up and are tangling strings all up. I really like that. I really like all of this tangle of strings thing. Jolene's ability to put a laser grid around the characters really quick is so useful. It gets foiled occasionally by weird things like the rods are too small and too fast, but it's just really cool. She's able to just whoop, because the number of times, the frequency with which there might be an enemy stand somewhere near us ish happens, it's pretty frequent, and so being able to just sense anything near you, very useful, very cool. Are you sure there's something in here? Nothing's touched my net. Nothing's even brushed by it. I'm sure. It came in through the window. It's just moving so goddamn fast that we can't feel it. Ah! My eyes! Ah! I'm bleeding! How the hell is it attacking? We can't see it, and it's definitely not touching us. We gotta defeat this thing quickly. If we could only touch it, then we'd be able to find it. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Ah! My hands are different sizes? This enemy... Wait, what? Wait, what? They cut that out, because it's weird. What the fuck? Is it spreading some sort of disease or something? Jolene in the corner, coming up with her idea. If we could just find out where this enemy is, we could defeat it, Hermes? If we could find out the direction it's moving in, albeit at an incredible speed. Shit. Yeah, if you could figure out where the hell it is, I'd beat the crap out of it. All right, Hermes. How fast is the helicopter moving right now? It's 170? 200? We're going to ditch this helicopter. Emporio, yoink. Yoink. What? That's so cool. Oh my god. Crazy angle, incredible foreshortening on the copter itself, gorgeously drawn helicopter itself. The characters flying and falling through the sky actually tracks somehow. Ah! No way, Jolene! Jumping off from that thing at this speed! I see them. Oh, maybe relativity? Yeah, and because they're coming after us, yeah. I get it! Now I can see them! They're following us down! I love how Kiss looks. The little head things. Blah, blah, blah. I really like how Kiss looks. Splat! I did it! I crushed it! There's more than one! Hermes, this is the limit. We're gonna hit the ground. Untangling so much of herself. Hold on to me! The tangles of limbs that Araki generates for these characters flying through this space is awesome. And that, again, the shocking dynamism of the diagonal cuts matched with the horizon lines and the vanishing point. Oh, might be the best. Might be the best thing ever. Araki is a stunning mangaka. I mean, really, truly stunning. In-fucking-credible. Splash! My eyelids are open again. They're back to normal. I can see. I don't know what's going on. I guess it's not a virus or a disease or anything. Watch out. The attacks aren't over. There were loads more of them. And this thing... Look, it's not even a stand. It's an organism. I don't know what the hell it is, but this was the thing that was attacking us incredibly quickly. What the fuck is this thing anyway? I don't know anything else like this organism. Is it a fish? Is it a snake? Where the hell are its eyes and its mouth? What does it eat? I guess controlling this organism is the stand ability? Weird. I think I've seen this thing before. Up till now, I couldn't even drive, you know? As I struggled to concentrate, my eyes would start fluttering. It became harder and harder to breathe. Nani? Dun 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 dun. But now I can concentrate without that happening, just enough for me to attack a helicopter. I'm gonna have to cut my hair because this guy's hair reminds me of my hair. I'm gonna have to cut it. The corpse is beginning to melt. I remember this creature. I thought I'd seen it before, but it must be one of those rods. It's only been seen in video footage, and a live or dead specimen has never been found. It's been because they melt immediately after they die. Is his ability to control these rods? And Jolene, if these are really rods, then their secret lies in their food. No one has any idea of what this thing eats. Their pattern of flying without touching anything must have something to do with how they get their food. Emporio, stay back. He's got some balls revealing himself to us like this. Come closer, Jolene Cujo, Hermes. The closer you get to me, the more damage the rods can inflict, and more precisely for that matter. There are 3 of them against 1 of me, including the kid, but if I can concentrate, I can get rid of them in a second. I just have to lure Jolene over here. Be patient. Don't get too close to him, Hermes. We should find out what his ability is first. No! They figured out my brilliant plan! The only reason he would show himself like this is because his stand probably works better in close range. Yeah. On top of that, the reason he decided to attack us in that small space in the helicopter is probably because his attacks aren't too precise where there's a lot of distance to cover. It's probably impossible for him to finish off the both of us at the same time right now. No! No! They're seeing through my moves! Calm down. Their stand range is probably only 1 to 2 meters. They won't be able to attack me unless they come closer. Pick up some rocks, Jolene. Let's hurry up and see what this guy can do. You want to throw some rocks at him? What? Shit! I parked my bike on a marsh. It's sinking. Oh, I have to turn the motor on and get out. Wait, where did I put my key? Oh! Oh no! Oh, I looked away for a minute and it's like I'm in the middle of a high-stakes stand battle and they're attacking me. Oh, unfair. Unfair, I wasn't ready. Those rocks look really cool. Huh? They missed. See? It's not like he's deflecting the rocks in the air, but then why did those rocks just move away like that? What are those rods doing while they're in the air? Huh? You're right. I have no clue. But Emporio, you'd be wrong if you said those rocks didn't hit. Ba-ching! Shoo, shoo, shoo. Huh? Ow! Oh man, blasted. From both sides, too. His defense capabilities are practically zero. All right, Jolene, I'm going to hit him again. Foof. Okay, that shot top left of Hermes chucking the rocks is pretty freaking cool. It's pretty freaking cool. I don't even understand the dynamic of what's going on here, but I like it a lot. Who first? The first step is to, well, Hermes is the one with the sticker, so move the rods to the left. No, right. My bike is saying no. Jolene is also throwing rocks. No, Hermes rocks can return. No, I have to act quickly. What do I do? I can't breathe. My eyelids are fluttering again. Yeah, so that's rough, man. That's pretty rough. Getting overwhelmed by all these things that are going on. Probably should have chosen a line of work that didn't include getting into high-stakes stand battles with people who do this for a living. Literally for their living. To survive. I can see them, Hermes. I can see them. Flying in the air. The rods are suspended in midair. This dumbass is panicking and can't even regain control of his powers. Good job coming out here to get your ass kicked, bastard. Hermes is dope. Oh, found it. I left the key in the bike. Oh. Ooh, that's worse. Necrotic tissue. 1 finger. 0 fingers. Huh? I don't understand what just happened. And 5 fingers. Huh? What the hell is this? I knew it. This is no virus. No virus could do shit like this. July 1969. Armstrong from Apollo 11 became the first man to stand on the surface of the moon. Until now, I didn't know what was so special about that. Because, in reality, the rockets are really flown by scientists and engineers, right? Any monkey could go to the moon. But when I first saw those rods, I finally understood why it was so important. What truly stood on the moon that day was the human spirit. That day, we humans conquered the moon, and our spirit evolved. The thing that's truly valuable is the evolution of our spirit. We can see the rods, and they're not even touching us. How is he doing this? Stay away from me, Emporio. No, Jolene, we have to figure this out quickly. What are those rods doing? In my pants. Why? They haven't even touched me. Help me! Oh God, help me! My urine, it's bloody. My urine is bloody. Ah, what the fuck? They're rotting. Oh, that's much worse. They're rotting. If you're trying to hinder the priest from his spiritual evolution, I'll kill you all with the hatred of 1,000 burning flames. Ooh, nice little map. Inside our bodies. You must be doing something to the inside of our bodies. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. Help! There's blood in my urine. What could he be doing? All 3 of you at once. Jolene Cujo, you're next. But I'll eventually kill all 3 of you at once. My rods can do it. Suddenly he believes. So I want to step back and mention something. This character spreads his own pain. That's, I think, the idea at the basis of the character. The first portion of that is he closes all of their eyes and prevents them from doing the thing that they're actively trying to do. In this case, it's piloting the helicopter, and that's an attempt at their lives, but it's also like projection. He's got this set of pains that he goes through, and he takes it and he puts it on other people. One sec. Ungaro was at least nominally somewhat like this too. I experienced being rejected by society and all of this stuff. Now you'll all experience a torturous world where all these things are destroying stuff, and that's my comeuppance. That's my way of getting back at the world. It's like retaliation for all the difficulty that I've experienced as a person. I think Araki intends for that, in part because of the way that he structured and wrote the villains of Morio. We got some information on that in the text blurbs, right? That he wanted to write the Morio characters, the Part 4 characters, as individually being consumed by their own desires. Was the idea of most of the villainous characters in Morio. People who are wrapped up in their own flaws, I think is the way that he put it. So you've got like Cheap Trick, who's wrapped up in his like fear of people seeing his back. And you've got, of course, Kira, who's wrapped up in his own flaws and stuff and dedicated to them quite seriously. But here in this sequence of characters, we've had characters who take the suffering and hardship that they experience in the world that is real, it's legitimate, and then they respond to it in a way that is, I think, anti-good. Jolene has our protagonist. She is our protagonist. She has our protagonist's response to hardship. She gets thrown into the disciplinary ward and she goes, shit, I'm going to let this will make me stronger. I'm going to dedicate myself to the people around me who matter, to my family, and to protecting the things that are important. Okay. And I'm going to let this circumstance of difficulty mold me into a stronger person, a stronger fighter, a stronger stand user, a stronger human being. And it does, right? And that's from the beginning. Her betrayal by Romeo is hardship, blasted with hardship, right? And it's unfair, blasted with unfairness. Romeo betrays her, the lawyer betrays her, she gets thrown into prison, and it's all unfair. And she takes all of that unfairness and she swallows it down, packs it in, and goes, fine, I'll get stronger, and I'll get strong enough to bear this, because I have a reason to. These characters don't take the protagonist's outlook toward that kind of pain and suffering. They feel pain and suffering, and their response to that is, I'm going to make you feel what I feel. If everyone else understood the pain of panic attacks, then that would be justified. That would be my way of going forward. If everyone else's bodies stopped functioning the way that they wanted them to, their hands stopped working in the way that his does when he sweats, their eyes stopped working in the way that his do when they fall down, and their minds stop working in the way that his does when he has a panic attack. And that's exactly what's going on here with Emporio. Emporio's thought process, jumping around from thing to thing, he must be doing this, he must be doing that, and then it's, help, there's blood in my urine. It's like these intrusive thoughts, these things are scattered, and so he's generating the same circumstances and imposing the same types of pain and suffering onto his enemies as he has experienced himself. So he's utilizing empathy in a negative way, you might say. He's using it to create harm, and that's something that we can do. If you know what hurts you, then you might know what hurts somebody else, and you can use what hurts you to hurt somebody else really effectively. It's exactly the attitude that he takes. And Father Pucci tries to give him this, initially, it doesn't work, but Pucci tries to give him this, like, respect for Dio, and this think of your bloodline and your lineage and all of that stuff, and for a good portion, Rikiel doesn't seem to get it. What he gets is capacity. What he gets is, my eyes are open and my hands work and I'm not freaking out and panicking because I've got some power, and that's it. That's all he needs to move forward and to start spreading pain. But he doesn't actually have a reason, really. We don't have a scene where he, like, really internalizes the thoughts about Dio and about the family thing and the fate stuff. That only happens after he gets defeated, really. In this interim time, he's still half-formed, kind of. He doesn't have reason. He just has capacity. He just has ability. And he's sort of exploring that in order to cause harm to other people. And I think that's a strong argument. And a a well-framed psychological little story that's going on there, is that without a dedicated purpose or a reason, you might, depending on how you're aligned or what you've experienced or whatnot, you might just end up spreading pain against the people who you think deserve it for whatever reason. I think that tracks. I think that's correct. I think that you can see it in some of the semi-political and especially social rhetoric that occurs on the internet and elsewhere, is like, well, I'm experiencing this pain and suffering from whatever it is, my mental health, my sense of self, my sense of the world, my economic sense, my position in the structure of people, the way I'm treated because of whatever trait I focus on. I feel pain, and I feel like I've been treated unfairly by the world, and it's not fair that these things work this way. And if you take that and you just attach some capacity and power to it, for example, the capacity to write vitriolic tweets or write takedowns or social theory that's destructive, and you don't align that with some kind of grander purpose, some kind of direction, it ends up often, I think, just turning into a sort of transference of pain. It's just causing harm, tearing other people down, shredding other people's senses of self and their own senses of place and identity and personhood, as a semi-conscious response to the pain that the individual has received. Same with if you torment a person, bully them, or abuse a person in maybe a parental relationship, something like that. And then you take them out of that circumstance and you give them a little bit of power over somebody else. Dollars to donuts, they do the same thing. Hurt people is the phrase that goes along with that, but like almost always they'll do the same thing. And I think that the idea is that without something to dedicate yourself to, without some greater purpose, the nature of people is often to reflect out what they receive, and vice versa. The world gives you back what you create, what you generate, and you give back to the world what you receive from it. And you can change that with will, with power, with willpower and with focus. But I think the argument that's present here is that willpower and focus is not sufficient to direct you in a useful direction. You need something grander, some kind of ideal that you dedicate yourself to. And still, you might dedicate yourself to an evil ideal and watch out for that as well, because being dedicated to Dio might generate some better thought from Rikiel, but it doesn't turn him into a good person, and he's still supporting motherfucking Dio, who's not great. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. It really strikes me as intentional that the sorts of pains that Rikiel has experienced over his lifespan are the exact sorts of pain that he inflicts upon the characters. It's direct. And it's pretty great. All right, we got some auras. Brah! God, that's fucking sick. Holy shit. Aura. And they're too freaking fast. Julian charges forward. Woof. Ugh! Crunch. Oh! God. Amazing. Julian's ankle! Her joint just bent backwards, and the rods have vanished again. We can't even hit them anymore. And again, even though we're closer, these rods still haven't even touched any of us. All right, Jolene. I'll come to you. I'm gonna come closer. I'm gonna approach you. And open. You don't want to die alone, do you, Hermes? Do you? You want to die with your two buddies together, right? Where's my yes, Hermes Costello? Yes. What the hell? Here we go. Twice this time. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Whoa, okay. Well, that's different. The muscles. He's controlling our muscles. That must be how he did that to Jolene's ankle. He couldn't have done that to Hermes without somehow going inside her and affecting the muscles in her jaw. From inside? Dun-dun-dun. The disc that Jolene told me to hold on to. Her father's disc that we retrieved from the priest. My skin. The place where the disc was touching my skin. This. Inside my body. Now I'm beginning to understand. Thanks to the disc, Jolene's father's disc that I kept with me all the time. What the rods are doing. How is he controlling those rods? This is where my kidney is. My blood urine must be from an attack to my kidney. And the skin right here has become all pale blue. The ghost room that I used to live in when I was in prison. I read something about this in one of my books, the second one on the right shelf. When you look at a human's organisms or organs in thermography, if there's something wrong with the organ, its temperature is much lower than that of the others. Maybe because the blood running through it isn't clean, or because the bad blood is clogged there. But either way, the colder portions of the body are the places most susceptible to disease. If one were to drain all the heat from one segment of the body, like the finger, the joint will bend, you'll no longer be able to move it, and eventually it'll start to rot. Yet you don't feel this happening at all. If you take away the heat from your eyelids, they close. And if you take away the heat from your kidney malfunctions. Jolene, I figured out what the rods do. It's body heat. The rods survive by eating body feet. Body feet. Body heat. You don't realize that it's doing this until your body becomes effective. They're organisms that take other animals' energy and use it to fuel themselves. Rods can fly without anyone sensing them and approach you, but they never touch you directly. What? Boo, 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 boo. If the lungs are damaged and the tissues start to fall apart, the tissues are expelled as cotton-like waste through the mouth. Also, when the thyroid gland, which is the endocrine gland found in the lower neck, is damaged, your throat swells up and your eyes start to pop out. Graves' disease. Jolene, the water, go underwater. Kid, you some sort of know-it-all. It's like you say, but it doesn't matter if you know the secret of my rods. The reason I gave you diseases wasn't so you would die from them. It takes too much time to kill you with tumors and things anyway. I gave you sicknesses to prevent you from moving. So I can pinpoint my target. It's a hard target to hit, but when humans lose heat in this one specific part of the body, it's guaranteed fatal. The main motor and sensory control center of the body. This part even controls the heart, the brainstem. I'm going to absorb the heat from your first cervical vertebrae behind your neck. I found my target. Take this. So Rocky was really getting into the anatomy for this one, huh? Seems like Rikiel could have just struck them a bunch of times in a bunch of different places and shut down more of your body until you just stop. But there you go. Hurry up and go under. Dive underneath the water. No, Emporio, I'm not going to dive under. Give me a lighter. Come on, I know you have one. A ghost lighter. What? Wait, you can't be. Burning eyes. So sick. So sick. So many little faces, all reacting. Irma's eyes popping out of her head. Araki's way of drawing fire it's really similar to the way that he draws smoke. I'll just point that out. And similar to the way that he draws clouds, you just flip it on its side, and it's like the clouds that he draws. It's still so sick. It's so cool. Look at that shit. Woof. Oh. That's so badass. That's so badass. She didn't use the water. What is she doing? She lit her strings on fire. No way. Burning stone freeze strings is the same as burning her own body. Something like this. Compared to everything else I've gone through, if this is what I need to do to get to the priest, it's absolutely nothing. This bitch! My spirit is stronger. No, it isn't. My spirit is stronger than hers. I can feel myself evolving. What's important is my own development. My development will be praised. Name, Rikiel. Born in 1988, his father is the vampire Dio. Refer to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusaders, or just quit here, because you should know that stuff by now. His mother is assumed to be one of Dio's victims. Rikiel came to Florida because he was mysteriously drawn to Father Pucci. He had no hope for his future and was quite spiritually damaged. This emulated itself physically as well, such as his falling eyelids and his labored breathing. But with the discovery of his power, sky high, and his rods, he found that he could concentrate better than he ever had before. He finally found a way to unleash his true potential. Giorno Giovanna is also a son of Dio, but then why was he not drawn to the priest as well? This is a mystery, but perhaps he is already somewhere in Florida. That would be so sick. That would be so sick. Just the leader of Italy's grandest crime organization is just chillaxing in Florida for purposes. Maybe Romeo works for him, you know? Maybe that was the whole thing that went down was all some fate bullshit that occurred. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised. Setting her own body on fire, but this woman, I'm better than her. Really? Are you sure? Have you proven it? What evidence do you point to for that belief that you're better than Jolene Cujo? Because I don't think you're better than her, bro. My spiritual strength can't be less than her. Think about Dio. What's most important is my growth. Where? Where should I aim? Which part of her body should I cool in order to stop her? This is all super interesting information about a cryptid that doesn't actually exist. And it's really cool that Araki sort of semi-invented all this shit. But I'm just gonna skip it, because it's not real. Ura! She did it! And the star tattoo is revealed. You won, Jolene! Now that bastard can't steal your body heat. That star-shaped mark. I don't know who you are, but I'm assuming I can find out what the priest is up to, if I can just pummel the information out of you. Finish him off, Jolene. Whoosh. Whoosh. What the hell? What the fuck is he doing? He's gone insane. He doused himself with the gasoline. He panicked because you were going to finish him off. My heart is like Apollo 11. I'm going to overcome you. It's true that the rods won't know how to steal your body heat from you once you set yourself on fire. But if I could just be in the same situation you are, if I could just put myself in your place and set myself on fire, then I can find out where I can attack you by experiencing what you're experiencing. I'll be able to understand your weaknesses by feeling the pain you're feeling. I don't understand, but maybe it ties into the sort of empathy thing I was talking about before. The fact that I can realize what hurts me means I can use that to hurt you effectively. Something like that, but I don't understand how it literally works. So, yeah. Jolene, hurry! Hit it with your stone free! Woof, woof. Just disappearing into chunks. Jolene, what are you doing? He's suddenly behind you now. Behind you! Nani? Huh? Jolene, what the hell is wrong with you? To the right! He's getting away! He's extinguishing the fire in that puddle! Now he's over to the left! No, he doesn't stop, drop, and roll in this one. He just goes into the water. What's wrong, Jolene Cujo? You can't keep up? The more you try to catch me, the further away I seem, right? Nope, that does nothing at all. Your body heat's already been sapped. That's why this is happening. When I was engulfed in the flames, I found the one part of your body that I could still target, and by doing so, I caused something called floaters. Your eye captures moving objects slowly. Sometimes you see only fragments of objects. You're on LSD now. You're seeing trails behind everything. I targeted your open mouth. You had to open it to breathe. The hypothalamus, which is near the upper jaw, is also connected to the nerves in the eyes, and as you breathe, the rods can enter and sap your body heat. The damage to your hypothalamus will directly affect your visual perception. I made it so you would keep on seeing objects that aren't there. It'll always lurk in the corner of your eye. The more you chase it, the more the afterimage persists. Terrifying. And one of my greatest fears is seeing things that aren't there or losing visual fidelity in your experience of the world, or I guess auditory or other senses as well. But we're such visual creatures, and I'm so heavily visual and invested in visual arts and visual things and seeing stuff that the idea of losing my sight is real bad, but the idea of seeing things that aren't there or being able to have your eyes open and look at stuff and not be able to turn that information into usable information for choices, decision-making, movements, grasping things, reaching out, drawing, touching things, understanding stuff. Brutal. What you're seeing is my after image from seconds ago. Jolene, where the hell are you looking? Behind you on the left. He's getting away. Hurry up and finish him. It's no use. We have to extinguish that fire. We have to extinguish the flames on our strings. Jolene, you've reached your limit. If you don't put that fire out, you're going to burn to death. I'm the victor, not you. I overcame my own heart. I'll never panic again. I'm going to reclaim my life with my own hands. I'm Apollo 11. Then I don't have to use my eyes. And if he's attacking my mouth, then I don't have to breathe. Jolene, what are you? You came after our helicopter first. How would you have known where we were, where I was? Just like how I sensed the presence of the green child, and how that priest can sense that I escaped from prison. The star. I'm going to ask you who you are, what the priest is doing right now. You're going to have to tell me. Hurrah! Ding. Okay, I'm gonna skip. All right, I can go back. Destructive force, none. Range, field of vision, growth potential, none. Precision, none. Permanence, C. Rikiel has the ability to control the mysterious creatures known as rods. He sends out orders about where, from which direction, and at what part of the body the rod should sap heat from. Why do these organisms follow this stand's orders? The specifics of this are unknown, but perhaps it is because the rods trust Rikiel. Doubt it. But maybe, hey, who knows? So many fists. Oh, damn. Haven't seen a fistless pummel in a little while. She's really something else. This determination. Her determination to find the priest. Her strength of spirit that she inherited from her father, Jotaro Kujo. I can't believe this is the same whiny Jolene that I first met. And even in his absolutely getting demolished by paunches, he still reaches out and grabs her by the back of the neck. Clink. I lose. I lost. But the one who's going to push Father Pucci up to his desired heaven is me, Rikiel. And her star is in the frame. The reason humans go unconscious is to protect themselves. In order to survive intense pain and shock, the body instinctively severs the ties between body and mind to protect itself. And now, it's already too late. I've already given myself a disease with the rods. I've numbed the nerves between my head and body in order not to feel. That's pretty potent. Also, going back to our sort of metaphor speech or conversation in the metaphor space, I've cut off my own sense of pain. So I used my sense of pain in order to feel the pain that you're feeling so that I could empathize with you in order to weaponize that, in order to turn that into a mode for me to cause you harm most effectively. And then, having figured that out, I cut off my sense of empathy so that I'm capable of causing you that harm without being stopped. That's kind of right on for radicalization. First, grand compassion and empathy, all these feelings, right? Oh, I feel the pain of others, and I can use that in order to cause more pain. But then in order to actually enact that, to actually carry that out, to cause a lot of harm, you have to cut yourself off from that feeling of empathy. Have to distance yourself. Right now, I don't feel any shock or pain. I won't fall until I die. If I can bring this to a draw, will you be able to finish me off before I kill you, or will my rods be able to finish you off first? Your first cervical vertebrae. I've already extinguished the flame behind your neck with my hands. I'm going to finish you here. Do it, rods. Crunch, 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 crunch. And they all fall. No, Jolene, it can't be. Hermes, hurry, go help Jolene. And he full Undertaker sits up. What? That bastard. Damn. Her own body heat. I needed to sap her body heat, and I thought I'd put out that fire. My hand! The hand that I used to put out the fire! The temperature of the hand that I was using to hold her neck! Shit! I can't feel my hand! My finger was on the first cervical vertebrae. It interfered with the rods. I couldn't properly sap her body heat. Shit! Is that why you didn't move my hand when you were attacking me? Or was it just coincidence? Yeah, Jolene did it! I'd say Rikiel did it to himself. Let's be honest here. He hoisted his own petard. Guy fucked himself up. He put the hand there that literally shielded the part of her that he was trying to attack. Yeah, it smothered the fire, but then he cut off his nerve ending so that he couldn't move it. Well, I guess it was right in the middle of the thing. It was a coincidence. I didn't even have time to calculate that your hand would block your own attack. It was all or nothing. Finish him, Jolene! He might summon the rods again! Hurry up and kill him! The rods won't come back. They already went away. I have no power left to control them. But did you just say it was just a coincidence? A coincidence that you won? That answer. It's the sort of nice answer that I want to hear. But is that really the truth? Who are you? Why did you go to the priest? Listen, I feel fulfilled right now. I couldn't even drive a car before, but now I'm at ease. It's because the priest was able to fill a void within my soul. I live for the Father. The priest is undergoing changes. The will of the man called Dio is flowing into him, and that's what attracts everyone to Father Pucci. Everything is to guide the priest to his ultimate destiny, to attain heaven. Jolene Cujo, you're no exception. You're heading to Cape Canaveral merely to serve the priest. I realize this now. You said it was just a coincidence? You kept on hitting me, not moving my hand from your neck, not because you calculated everything, but because of a coincidence. I realize now that what's important isn't becoming the victor. What the priest needs right now is that kind of coincidence. The coincidences that have aided you until now, that's what he needs. It looks like fate is on your side. The priest, did he want me or you? No, he wanted someone with unme on their side, destiny. The strongest power in the world, it definitely doesn't come from the Zawaro though. It doesn't come from calculation. That's how destiny is formed. That man is special too. The priest took away his memory and kept him alive in that prison. Weza ripoto. If that man escapes from prison, it's not because he's trying to follow you. He's bringing his fate to Father Pucci. When Father Pucci got the star-shaped mark, Weather Report must have gotten the same thing as well, because he's the priest's younger brother. Ba-dum! And Hermes takes him down. You shouldn't have listened to a word this shitbag said. He said shit like that to confuse us. My sister was killed by Sports Max, who awakened Dio's bone. Are you saying that was all fated? Bullshit! The priest exists right now so I can smash his face in. Was it really a coincidence that Jolene didn't move Rikiel's hand, or did she calculate it? Jolene finally never said anything about it. What kind of power is heaven, anyway, that the priest wants it so badly? Is Pucci really waiting for Weather Report to come? All I can say is, the priest's actions are manipulating and sacrificing the lives of others, and that's definitely evil. Just as he tried to seal away Jolene's father, we have to seal and destroy the priest. 4 more days. Until the new moon. Traffic law in Florida regarding the riding of two-wheeled automobiles or sitting on the back of one has stated that riding without a helmet will not be punished, which means if you were not wearing a helmet and you happen to crash and that crash proved fatal, none of this would actually be negatively affecting society. In other words, it's your own choice whether or not to wear a helmet, and it should be respected. And they are also, in a word, free since prehistoric times, and even now. Crash, 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 crash. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Down. Ba-da-do-do-do-do. Pew. Cool. Rad. And that's the end, both of the volume. Oh boy. And so we get no hints about what's coming next. Oh boy. And of the episode and of the reading for the day. There you go. There's Rikiel. He's in and he's out. He lasted 1 episode. And honestly, did some damage. I'm sure Jolene's leg and stuff will all be back to somewhat near normal by next episode for however that happens. It is a problem that we don't have Foo Fighters to just do the healing for us anymore, but we haven't really cared. I think this was good. I think there's stuff to read into if you want to, and it's also just a good fight if you want that too. Some serious Jolene Ora panels that are dope, and some seriously dynamic framing and setup and paneling and stuff from Araki. I thought it was great in both senses, and again, I think we had some interesting. I think it embodied some interesting discussion and generated some interesting conversations about the situation and the psychology of this character and the way that Araki has written him. I thought this was a great episode and a great chunk of manga. I hope you did too, and I hope you enjoyed the reaction and the read through and the goofy voices and my insights and whatnot. If so, go ahead and do all these things to the video. That would be really nice. And support on Patreon if you'd like to. There'll be early access available there. And I'll see you next week for more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, starting with episode 28 and maybe going on from there. I don't know. Depends on what happens with Vasus, who I think will be facing down next time. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Don't turn your pain into other people's pain. It's some bullshit. Have some empathy, but don't wield it as a weapon. Try to be good to those around you. And if you got burdens to bear, I'm sorry to hear it. I feel for you. You can carry it. You can carry it. You're strong enough. I believe in you. Peace.